Hola amigos de Verico, espero estén súper bien el día de hoy. Les traigo una entrevista muy especial que es de interés de todos ustedes. Platiqué con Phil Bozeman sobre el nuevo lanzamiento de King, su octavo álbum de estudio, que todos ustedes podrán conocer el 29 de octubre. También nos platicó un poco de cómo hace su técnica de gutural, otras cosas muy importantes en su vida y tiene un mensaje muy especial a toda la gente de Latinoamérica y en especial para los mexicanos. Entonces, quédense con nosotros y disfruten de esta entrevista. Hi, Phil.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Not too bad.
Nice. So, nice to meet you.
You as well.
I saw you in 2019, if I remember well, on this Exile tour in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was such an amazing show.
Was it in Mexico City?
Yeah, I'm from Guadalajara, but I saw you in Mexico City that time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that was a great yeah, we played I think we actually played Guadalajara on that.
Yeah, but I was traveling because I was doing some business with some bands and those things. So
Mm-hmm.
I just see you once.
Oh yeah.
Well, so you will be touring again after this crazy pandemic with Cannibal Corpse, Revocation, and Shadow of Intent. How are you feeling
Mm-hmm.
about that?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. It's definitely time to get back out there for sure. It's been, 2 years since we played a show last, so um and we're playing our first show in December, which is the last show that we played,
Mhm.
and it's going to be the same exact show, which is our Christmas benefit show that we do every year. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. Just get back out there and uh, try to get back to normal again.
Yeah. So you also are a guest in the upcoming Shadow of Intent album. So tell me about that collab. What can we expect about it?
Yeah, I mean, Ben hit me up a little while back and asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said yes, of course, because I mean that's like one of the bands that I've always thought that was really great at what they do, and thought that they stood out a lot, and I really enjoy Ben's his vocal style, and of course just what the band brings to the table. They just they just sound way different than every other band,
Yeah.
um and he's just a really good kid. I mean, he's I think he's one of the leaders as far as the next generation of vocalists.
Yeah, I remember I saw a video talking with him and giving him like some advices and that's so cool about you too.
Yeah. He's he's a really cool kid, and just a good friend of mine. So it was really awesome to collab with him, and we've had people asking us if we were going to, and yeah, we finally did it.
Yeah, that's so nice. I'm so stoked for that. So we're finally a few days away from King. We already heard three singles: Lost Boy, A Bloodsock Symphony. I think that one has my favorite breakdown. And you amazed us with Orphan because of your cleans. So I am curious to know if you picked these songs as a strategy to warm up your followers for the content of the whole album.
Yeah, and plus I just think that they're
Mhm.
just really good songs to get the points across, and just like very strong songs on the album, of course. But yeah, I mean, we just wanted to showcase the diversity of the album, and have our just give everybody a taste of everything, whether it's the heavy stuff, the soft stuff, and yeah, I definitely feel like these were the best decisions.
Okay, so bless you.
Yeah, thank you. Excuse me.
Don't worry. So I think that at this point in your career, I consider that this is a key album for Whitechapel. I've already listened to it and I loved it. I think, but first of all, congrats. And Kin
Thank you.
is now easily on my top three fave albums. So I also think that it was incredible how you picked the track list because one gets through the storytelling and one really enjoy it. And I want to know the creative process or even the decision of making this album.
Well, I know that I wanted to do something that was a follow up to the Valley, whether
Mm-hmm.
that was me in my present day or me in my teenage years, or I just wanted to have like a chapter two about it. I just didn't really know how I wanted to go about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I just decided to go this route where, there's basically an evil me and a regular me battling with each other. And yeah, I mean it's a fictional take on a non-fictional story, and it's basically my uh evil self trying to pull me back into the valley again.
Okay, so when I listened to this album, I also noticed some connection between lyrics of the Valley with King. This was on purpose or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I
Okay, so
wanted to give references and stuff, and um tie them both together.
mhm. I'm glad I got that references. So we also got a lot of symbology in this album, as you're telling us like your duality. On the cover, it represents you like both parts of you, and also we have the devil upside down. But I also noticed that on your merch, you're using more symbols. So could you explain the meaning behind all of this?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the symbolism goes, uh that's a lot of to do with Ben Savage, because he does a lot of the art direction and
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's but yeah, the newer symbol that you're seeing is kind of like it's almost kind of like the symbol that you saw in the valley,
Mm-hmm.
but this is just kind of like an evolution of that symbol. It just symbolizes this album. Um and of course it's got like kind of like a witchcraft looking
Uh-huh.
symbol.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, it's just they're just very ominous and very mysterious. But yeah, I mean the symbols, definitely represent like kind of like evil entities, and it's just very again just like kind of mysterious. Like you don't really know exactly what it's representing, but it just kind of looks a little sinister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. I noticed on the new long sleeves of Kin, like that
Hmm.
upgrade of the old symbols you were using on the Valley.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I have something curious that I've noticed in several of your songs is that you have a certain hip hop influence or
Hmm.
rap-ish influence when you sing some verses.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I want to know who is your influence to have made that mix in deathcore.
Probably 3 6 Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Them, a lot of Southern rap, uh, Memphis rap, Memphis, Tennessee rap. And of course I'm influenced too by like some other Southern rap, like Houston rap, um, some New York artists,
Okay.
and of course West Coast artists. But I take most of my influence probably from 3 6 Mafia.
That's cool. Yeah, I like the way you transform it into deathcore. That sounds
Yeah,
so unique.
yeah. I'm just a really big fan of them.
Yeah, so cool. So now that we were talking about technique, I think that both of your growls and your cleans are amazing. And I really love the balance you did on this album, but how was this transition from massive growls to beautiful cleans?
Um, yeah, I mean, I've always sang, you know, all my life, as far as, just, and people eventually told me that I sounded pretty good. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll try it. And, so yeah, I mean, it's been a slow transition, because, screaming and singing are two completely different, worlds. Because when you're screaming, it's very, you have a lot of distortion in your voice, and you're able to cover up any imperfections. But with singing, you have to be spot on. You can hear every single imperfection and anything that you mess up on. So you just really have to nail it and get it down. So it's just something that I've been kind of working on, and yeah, it's transitioned very nicely.
Yeah, I love it. And I think it's so nice how you've been doing this transition, but also your cleans sounds like you. You don't sound like each artist or something. It has like your essence. So that's also a cool thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen some of your Instagram lives, and neither you and I know the name of the technique you use for the growls.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot of music nerds and vocal nerds that will probably watch this video. And I'd like you to explain us a little bit of your diaphragm technique and the way you control air to drop those sounds. And perhaps you could show us just if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something that I kind of learned over time. And the technique that the way that I can explain it is just it's almost like weightlifting. You know, you just want to brace yourself and you know, just kind of be flexed for it. Because, you know, if you're weightlifting and you're just really loose and you're not bracing or anything, then you're just gonna hurt yourself or something bad's gonna happen. But I kind of apply the same logic to vocals. I've just kind of figured that out as I went along. And yeah, I mean, I have it's more of a feeling and it's hard to explain. But you're basically creating like a small air hole and just letting air slowly flow out instead of just letting it all out at once. And that's what helps you to maintain and be able to have that endurance. Because if you're just letting it all out, you're just never going to have like any sort of flow to what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, I that's the kind of analogy that I use. It's just, you know, think about weightlifting and like if you're lifting something heavy or anything like that.
Okay. So have you thought about using Twitch as a platform to sing a little bit besides gaming?
Not necessarily. Maybe eventually, but I almost want to keep it just for the records and just live, but yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that I could do something like that.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Okay. I would love to see that besides gaming because it's so fun to interact with your fans and sharing your thoughts about some gameplays or something.
Yeah.
So I also think that you're an inspiration, not only musically, but also personally. And you have mentioned before that you want to drop a book. Is that in your plans?
Well, it's not in any sort of immediate plan. But I mean, it's definitely something that I've kind of I've thought about a lot, and it's just finding the time and the motivation to start doing it. I guess that's the biggest obstacle I face. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely want to look into really venturing into that.
Okay, and do you want this book to be some of an autobiography or what sort of book would you like to write?
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be something where I tell the story from in a literal sense of how it was from beginning until the end. So instead of like the artistic ways that I've told it in the albums, it would be more of like just like an actual literal story of just everything that happened.
Okay, so and to finish this interview, I think that Kin is a very introspective album that invites us to delve into the duality of our interior. But at the same time, as you said, it feels like the closing of a cycle that began with the belly. What can we expect in the future?
You know, as far as this subject matter, I feel like it's probably going to be it's probably going to be something different after this. I feel like this is the saga and this is like the chapter 1 and chapter 2 and this is like the closing of it. But as far as future content, I would like to dive into the more kind of what if kind of places, like instead of things that actually happen, talk about things that could happen, or talk about something completely different. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as this chapter, I feel like I've covered it from front to back, and probably time to move on to something different. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Okay, perfect. So also, do you think that there's any possibility to have a Latin America tour for the next year or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. Uh it's just more or less just about, of course, with COVID and everything, how that goes. But yeah, I mean, we would love to. I mean, we're always ready to come down to either, Mexico or South America or any of those places, because the atmosphere down there is completely different than anywhere else.
Yeah, you have a really big fan base here in Mexico. Do you have any message to your Mexican fans?
I appreciate you very much, and thank you for all the support you've given us. And hopefully you enjoy the album when it comes out on October 29th. And hopefully we'll be able to see you soon, maybe next year, or sometime soon at least. But until then, stay safe, and we will return as soon as we can.
Okay, so thank you so much for your time, Phil. I'm a big fan of your work, and I hope to see you on this upcoming tour in the States. But if not, I hope to see you soon in Mexico.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.